Folks, welcome back. Rudy, Alpha Investments. Today, something I've never discussed in 5 years on YouTube. Never brought it up. Never really had a public details of this hobby, but a side hobby division of Creepy Rudy Basement, Third Port Taco Emporium, Gordita Chalupa, Slap Me in the Face with a Taco. Basement is graded currency. This is another division of collectibles that I do partake in, but I've never publicly shared it. So I figured going on 6 years on YouTube pretty soon, I thought I would disclose it. So I have a personal kind of fetish obsession with old U.S. currency notes. Paper money. Okay, graded currency. So for those of you who are not aware of this, I'm not going to explain details of historical things, of different versions of this, but I'm going to share some of my favorite pieces. Okay? So, first, I only collect cards, shock face, right, that are gem mint and above. So the grading scale is 1 to 70. Essentially, anything that's a 69, giggity, or 70 is impossible to get. Even 68, 67s are ridiculous. So it has to be 65 or above to be considered gem uncirculated. EPQ stands for exceptional paper quality. You have your denomination, your kind of year and variant. Obviously, if it's a silver certificate, gold certificate, whatever it is. Kind of a serial number, kind of some blocks in the printing, some names on the bills, and of course some more just in general details and things. I really don't want to get into a lot of the details. And of course, the biggest one I personally recommend is PMG, and of course there's also, I think it's PCGS, which I don't really use. But again, this is kind of more a small note. I only specialize mostly in large notes, but I'd like to share. This is a small note. Looks pretty normal. Doesn't look too crazy, does it, folks? Basic small note. Obviously, most people watching go, wow, there's a blue seal, and that looks a little bit different. You know, it's payable $1 in silver, back when currency was backed by something. And that's 1935. You get a little older, and then you go over here. Now we're in 1928. As you can see, you got a giant word 1. You got a blue seal over here this time, if you compare it to the other one. See the difference? You got the blue seal, little 1. Giant ONE, and a blue seal on that side. Some people call this series the 1928 funny money, because the back, you have a funny back. People think it's kind of silly. Beautiful art. And again, everybody knows I'm kind of obsessed and into art like that. So, you know, it probably doesn't surprise a lot of you out there. Then again, you get a little bit more expensive here. You got the old red seal over here, 1928. Again, giant ONE, red seal, your serial numbers, and of course, funny money. With, of course, grade, it has to be the gem mint, EPQ, exceptional paper quality from PMG, serial numbers and grade. Pretty cool looking, isn't it? So that's not really what gets a rise out of me. So now I'm going to give you guys some of my prized possessions. Not everything, but I'm going to share a little bit for you all, okay? Next, we're going to go into this. This is a large note, ladies and gentlemen. That's a normal size currency we're all used to seeing in modern eras. This is the old school glory days. 1907 $5 bill. And again, doesn't say anything about silver certificate, doesn't say anything about gold certificate. This just says legal tender for $5. I love these because the art and the history. Some people call this kind of like the wood chipper dude because he's got kind of the axe with the wood with the dog and everything. Obviously, $5 bill, as you see, we're going older now. 1907 PMG, this is a 65 EPQ, and it is just stunning looking. Obviously, the size of the notes, look at the size difference. The old currency they put a lot into it. I know. People are going to be like, Rudy, everything old was better. I know what y'all are going to say. So these are old currency notes. I love this one. Absolutely amazing $5 bill. Look at the back. Check this out. Look at the back of this. I know a lot of you all probably have never even seen this in your life. So it is amazing to read this stuff. The history things. They got like Constitution and different little kind of sayings written on these things. You'll see all kinds of hidden things in the artwork. It's just something really, really cool. So next, I'm also going to go over, here's another one, by the way. Same thing, 65. Another one of these things. Really, really cool looking wild stuff. Now, I'm going to jump over to something a little different. Another one of my favorites over here. This is a 65, 1896. We are now in the 1800s, ladies and gentlemen, on this large note. Absolutely breathtaking. So on this note, this is, again, 65 EPQ. This is, this is not the educational note series. This is the regular one. Educational notes for the It was 1896 was a different, it actually looks a little bit different. I'll do that in a different video. So again, it does say payable silver dollar on demand. What's really cool is it has a bunch of presidents. You see a bunch of names across the top. The artwork is incredibly detailed. You have a red seal over here, and it's absolutely breathtaking from 1896. Look at the back. This is the back. Absolutely incredible. What's really neat is you still have the red and blue threads that they use in today's paper production. I thought that was kind of interesting. And just absolutely just breathtaking. I'm a huge fan of just like in Magic and the original Alpha stuff, the old stuff and things back in the day are just gorgeous. I love them. So my personal favorite, I'm going to share with you all. Okay. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a 1922. Sorry, it's got some dust on it on the sleeve. 65 gem EPQ, $20 gold certificate, payable in gold on demand. Yeah. So this is a large note. Again, as you can see, these are all large notes compared to today's size. Absolutely breathtaking from 1922. And you guys ready for this? Here's my favorite part. Boom! Look at the back. Wow. Look how insane that looks, folks. Gold certificate when it's cool. It's just, I don't know if you guys can read this. This certificate, hold on, can you guys see that? This certifies that there has been deposited in the treasury of $20 worth of gold coin. Now, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to unpack. So I'm going to ramble and talk for a few minutes and let you guys just kind of stare a little bit. But I want to discuss some of this. By the way, did anybody happen to notice? Anybody notice? George Washington is on a $20 bill. Anybody? Did anybody notice that? George Washington, everybody knows, is what? On a $1 bill. He's facing the other direction, and he's been enlarged, giggity, and he's on a $20 bill. Craziness, man. Okay, so I want to go over a few things in 2021 in the world of fiat currencies, cryptocurrencies, the world currency of the dollar. Everybody pegs to the dollar, and this. I just want to give you a couple comments, okay? So let's get the obvious out of the way. Obviously, in the last 12 months in 2021, 20 to 30% of the entire U.S. currency that's ever been printed has been printed in the last 12 months. Like a quarter of all currency ever created in the United States has been created in the last 12 months. That's freaking scary. No way around it. Obviously, we are not on the gold or silver standard or any of these standards. We're not benchmarked. It's just paper printed out of thin air type of thing. That's where we are nowadays. Not back in the days where they had silver certificates or actually redeemable or pay to the bearer on demand. You could redeem these for gold and blah, blah, blah. This was a different era, folks. Also, something you have to understand, when you get into the really high grade of 65 or above, this stuff becomes very, very expensive very, very quickly. Okay, you can buy these type of bills for a couple dollars if they're literally graded a 5 or if they're raw and wrinkled and half destroyed. Same thing with a lot of you. When you get into, if you want gem never circulated currency from literally 100 to 150 years ago, this stuff gets very rare and very expensive. Some of these population reports are under 100, especially when you get to things like this. And probably something like this probably has a population report, probably around 100 would be my guess. Yeah. And there's maybe 20 or 30 that are 66, maybe 1 or 2 is 67, and then nothing above that. That's how rare it is to find something this old and that kind of quality. So this is, I love the arts. I love history. I love art. I love to learn from history. I love to see the things that human beings did that were stupid a long time ago. The lessons that we've learned to make us all better people today. The United States has a very wild history. A lot of terrible things, a lot of amazing breakthroughs, a lot of people being dumb. But that's with anything in culture, in life. I mean, that's how we all are. I'm no different. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I tell you guys that all the time. I've made a lot of mistakes on YouTube. I've gotten things wrong, and that's okay. I hate to tell you guys that, but that's okay. And that's the point of this video, is to diversification and explain that, I also, I kind of get involved in a lot of other categories. I just don't share them publicly on YouTube. And I thought this was kind of a nice time to share some of my gem uncirculated old currency that I really, really love. I'm like, the small notes and things like this, they're cool and all, especially like the funny money type backs. They're neat and all. But this is really where my passion is, like old U.S. large notes. And by the way, just want to say it, if anyone out there has 65 graded or above gem mint uncirculated notes or anything, love to put you on the channel, love to buy it from you. I'd love to pay dude, I will literally pay full 80% of whatever eBay. Like if an eBay sold price is $10,000, dude, I'll pay you $8,000 for it. Like I would love to have the opportunity to acquire more of this stuff, but this stuff's just really tough to find. It's just really, so I'm always looking to get more of it, but I'm just saying. So I wanted to get that out of the way, but I just mostly want to share with you my passion of art in really detailed, fancy versions of things, especially historical things, whether it's first edition Magic, old comic books, old, original video game era stuff, and all the way to the coin and collectible world. I know some people are going to be like, oh my God, is Rudy doing a video on graded currency? Yeah, kind of am. I mean, I'm not going into details. I'm not going to go into all these different historical things. I just wanted to share, and I'm not an expert in this field. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert. I'm going to no way tell you all that I know everything about each variant, the runs, which years, different print locations, and this and that. I'm not even going to get into all that because I don't have the knowledge in this field. I am nowhere near an expert. I just thoroughly enjoy this stuff. I just like the game, It's the GameStop thing. I just like the stock. I just like it. I think they're beautiful and they're very significant in representing really cool pieces of beautiful history. That's really kind of how I feel, and that's what makes me really passionate about it. So, and again, the last comment before I end this video is diversification. We talk a lot about on this channel about, real estate. Own your own house, get your own real estate piece of property so you have a roof over your head, so you don't pay rent for your entire life. If you're young, it's okay to pay rent. It's okay to live with family or friends so that you can build up that nest egg and kind of fast track your money and savings, People will give you a hard time. People are going to be negative. Oh, look at that loser, that home or save. It's okay. Who cares what people think? Chances are in a couple of years, you're never going to see those people again, and they're single-serving friends, just like they say in Fight Club. But it's important, everybody. Diversification, if you're parking money and collecting and doing all this stuff, it's very imperative because the graded currency market historically does not follow the graded video game market. And the graded video game market historically does not follow, well, I was going to say the crypto market, but who knows? Maybe I know there's correlations between a lot of stuff, especially like crypto and MTG. The graded video game market doesn't exactly correlate with the stock market, which doesn't exactly correlate with crypto, which doesn't exactly correlate with Magic, which doesn't exactly correlate with Weiss, which doesn't exactly correlate with Pokemon. And that's the point. They all don't move. They all, historically, each asset class and category tends to move in independent directions with usually only partial overlap. And that's important because while, Magic the Gathering could be going to the moon, or last year, 9 months ago, Flesh and Blood was skyrocketing every week. Now it's not. But in 6 to 12 months from now, we don't know which category is going to move. I don't know if these are going to tank, stay the same, or go to the moon. I don't know, and I don't care. Because trying to focus and predict things like that is a losing strategy, because you will lead to just being upset and disappointed with yourself, because you're going to realize you cannot predict the future. Nobody can. And anybody who claims to predict the future or give you the hot stock tip or the hot, magic card, what to buy, this and that, they're lying to you because we don't know. I can tell you guys my opinion on what I think is the best probability of something that may grow quicker. But even then, I don't know. Which is why you always see me on this channel say the same thing. Look, I don't know if Ixalan's going to go up faster than rivals of Ixalan. That's why if you're trying to put $1,000 in, I'd put 500 in each set, do half and half, and hedge the risk. So if one outpaces the other one, you get the average return between the two. And that's the key. Now, I know 2021 is a really goofy point in history, everybody, but think about it this way. Magic the Gathering, reserve list, and sealed boxes didn't really do anything from 2018, 2019. Bear market, flat, negative returns, nobody cared, right? Right? But during that time, all of a sudden, we started to see the new product really starting to pick up steam when we started to hit that 2019 range, okay? Coming out of that Almond Kitty Cat and terrible iconic M25, 2017, 2018. So, each category moves independently. And when you're diversified, you always have skin in the game in one of the winning categories. While the other categories kind of take a breather. They go down, they go flat. Maybe you have crypto that's down 20, 30, 40%. Maybe it's sideways. Maybe it just swings 10, 20% and it's going nowhere. That's okay. Keep your coins, keep your cards, keep your real estate, keep your graded currency, keep your sealed boxes. And that's the purpose of it all. There was many times, look at 2007, 2008, 2009. Real estate tanked, didn't do anything. Then it took probably by about 2010, 2011, 2012 for stabilization and things to start to reinflate. But during that time period, you had other categories doing very, very well. And that's the point of this stuff. That's the point of me showing you guys, introducing everybody to a different category. Now, I don't plan on doing more videos on this. It's just more of a one-off video on this channel that I just thought was really cool and I really wanted to share with everybody, you know? And I hope that makes sense. And I hope somebody out there, even if it's just one person, gets the concept that no matter how passionate you are about money, stamps, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Flesh and Blood, real estate, all in on, you know, GMC and AMC to the moons, and, you know, options trading and derivatives, crypto, whatever you're into, that's fine. But don't bet the farm. Don't go, you must, if you have $10,000, don't dump all $10,000 into a single stock. Don't dump all $10,000 just into this, like one single item. Don't do that. Okay. Now, if you have $100,000, sure, take $10,000 and you can buy this. And then you can take another $10,000, buy Magic, take another $10,000, buy Pokemon. You can start diversifying, okay? And that's the purpose. That's what professional money managers do. Professional money managers focus on the risk and the downside. Amateurs and Timmies are just how much money can I make and how quick can I make it. And in the long game, they always lose. They'll brag and tell their friends and family about how they hit it big and they made a lot of money on a single stock trade or a single scratch off. But then they don't tell you about the other 99 times that they lose or they break even. They leave that part of the story out. The old gambler's fallacy kicks in. And that's the importance of money management and professional kind of diversification and handling and building a diversified portfolio long term. If you follow that, there are times it may feel like it's a waste of time, but if you follow that, it does work. It takes patience. It's boring. It's not sexy. It's not fun. It's not really exciting to brag. It's boring. It's boring. But that's really the best way to do it. Hope you guys learned something.